Our memory is probably one of our most important tools. We use our memory practically every day. We learn off of our experiences that we remember happened in the past. But what would happen if our ability to remember things just disappeared? Today we're going to be looking at a bunch of causes of why we forget things, why we don't remember things. So let's begin. Now, what's a memory? You all probably know the answer, but I think it's best to preface this video with asking this question. Think for a moment. Think about an event that happened in the past. You just thought of a memory. A memory is a recollection of what you, well, remember. That time you found a homeless man on the street who started begging you for money, or the time you committed your first felony. Yep, these are what we call memories. Our brain digs back to our memories to help us in the future. Because of past experiences and memories you have with these experiences, maybe you won't stumble into the wrong part of town or commit a crime in the future, because due to memories surrounding these events, you know not to repeat them. Memories also help us in remembering good things, that time we held a door open for someone. Memories like that also help us make better decisions in the future. One of the many theories into memory loss is the decay theory. The decay theory is the theory that memories we obtain throughout our lives start decaying and will eventually disappear from our memories, if not remembered often. A good example of this would be how we remember events like our first concert more than what we had for dinner 2 nights ago. We will often remember back to events like our first concert, but unless something totally stupid happened during your dinner, you are more likely to forget about it by the end of the week. The memory of you having dinner will eventually disintegrate and will disappear, according to this theory. The interference theory is split into 2 parts. The first being the retroactive interference theory. This is forgetfulness that occurs when recently learned information interferes with the ability to remember similar and more recently learned information. An example to this being learning about if statements in Java, then learning about if statements in Python. For those of you who don't know, Python and Java are 2 different programming languages with different rule sets, but fairly similar commands. The information about the if statements in Java are conflicting with the if statements you learned in Python. Thus, this is leading to confusion, where you would be unsure which commands were for which, and leading you to forgetting which command was for what, and in which language which command belonged to. The information of how to do an if statement in Java is corrupted with the information on how to do an if statement in Python. So you forget how to do an if statement in Java because the if statement information you learned in Python, which you learned after you learned Java, is overriding your memory on how to do an if statement in Java. The second part of the interference theory is called the proactive interference theory. Proactive interference is the same thing as retroactive interference, but vice versa. Say, instead of being confused on how to do a statement in Java, instead the information you learned most recently was corrupted. You forget how to do an if statement in Python because you learned how to program an if statement in Java first, and Python second. What you learned first overwrites what you learned afterwards. Basically, proactive interference theory occurs when previously stored materials interfere with the ability to remember similar and more recently learned information. The replacement theory is just what it sounds like. In this theory, new information entering our memory can wipe out old memories and pretty much replace them. Here's an example. Imagine seeing this driving down your street. You may remember the first few times you see it, but as this becomes more common of a sight, you tend to forget many of the previous settings you had before, because they have been overridden with newer memories of seeing this drive down your road. Here's another example. Okay, say you're watching a YouTube video, and you have to pause like halfway through, and then you have to go do something, and then you exit out of your web browser while doing it, and you come back after learning a bunch new information, spitting out information to you downstairs, And when you come back up, you probably forgot where you left off on the video, because the information you were learning downstairs interfered and basically removed the information of you remembering where you left off on your video. Hopefully this video helped you learn more about the 3 main theories into memory loss and why we forget things. Hopefully you don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.